One of the most important tools when writing something for SEO includes keywords. But what's quite difficult is finding out which keywords that you might need to use in your blog to be able to get to the top of that search list. So there is a fantastic tool that Google created called Google Trends. This is something that I started using in my PR degree at university. It allows you to actually search for a topic and see what people are searching about that topic. So you can answer any questions that these people might have when they're searching, and then that will put you higher up in the search list, because if your blog answers all of the questions and someone else's blog only answers one or two, yours is going to be higher because it's going to have all of those answers in there. So in here, I just wanted to type women in broadcast. I'm going to go worldwide. So it shows that the majority of people actually search that in India and the United States, which is absolutely fine because our reach is global. We have had companies from India and America onto the RDK podcast. So a lot of our viewers and listeners for the podcast and people who follow the podcast online are actually from those companies and those countries themselves. So you can see that this actually did shoot up a little bit at the end of March, which is great to see. Whether this is because of International Women's Day or not, can't really tell. But what this data here did show me is that the interest in this topic kind of goes up and down. So it peaks and then it lowers, it peaks and then lowers. So what I wanted to kind of be part of is perhaps creating another peak, or being part of creating another peak. So I wanted to look at related topics, so I clicked top. None of them really seem to be as relevant. So another thing that I also wanted to look up was International Women's Day. And I needed to look at what the related queries are and related topics. So again, this is kind of very, very broad, but over here is a little bit more focused on what we need. So this is how I'm going to find what the questions people are asking are and how I can answer them. So the first one being what the theme is, and people looking up what the theme of International Women's Day is. So obviously I already knew the answer to that question, and I wanted to make sure that that was incorporated into my blog, so that if someone did ask what the theme was, it might rank a little bit higher up in the search. And then again, we've got break the bias, which is the theme. So we had to make sure that these were particularly used. These words here, they are keywords. Break the bias is something that I will need to put into my blog to make sure that we rank on the SEO. Another question is, when is International Women's Day? So that can be answered as well. I can put a quick line in there about International Women's Day is always the 8th of March. And then the rest of the search terms were kind of very broad. So the next important search term was break the bias. Wanted to again have a look and see what the related queries were, and if there was anything else I could use in terms of keywords. But again, they were kind of very broad, apart from this last one. What does break the bias mean? And I think that's a very important question to answer in my blog. So I will make sure that that will be done too.